Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, I would just like to start off by saying me too. This is my first YouTube video, so if you like what you see, stick around. And yeah, so this is why Bob's Burgers is that show. If you have any disagreements, argue with the wall. We're moving on. Okay, so we're gonna start off with the king himself. That guy. It's Bob Belcher, aka Jimmy Pesto's worst nightmare. So Bob has this very unhinged nature about him. Season one, I'm looking at you specifically because the amount of times Bob just crashed out and nobody was stepping back in line. I'm like, dang, let him cook, and he's cooking because they're driving him insane. And I'm like, I don't even know what I would do in that situation. Like I would crash out times 10. But he's keeping it very demure in a Bob way. Yeah, very much in a Bob way. But yes, I want us to see more of his unhinged nature. So, if that happens again, I'll be there. I'll be there. I'm here for it. So, Bob is living his dream, but unfortunately, the restaurant doesn't get that many customers. Free them for real, because that's such a realistic part of the show is that you can have the best kind of food or the best sort of niche out there, and then people still won't gravitate towards you. Like there are other, I guess, other specifics or other requirements for people to come in and be like, hey, I like this here. But yeah, so another part that I love about Bob is that he's such an amazing father, or he's such a caring father. And I know it sounds like the bare minimum, but seeing all those animated dads, he's probably one of the only ones that cares. So yeah, um, that Bob's Burgers cookbook will be mine, and I will be making those foods. So we'll see. But yeah, Bob loves his routine and is not afraid to step out of his comfort zone for his family, which I really appreciate because me personally, I'm someone I like my routine, but every once in a while I'll venture out. So, you know, that's fun for Bob. I like that he doesn't mind putting aside his fears or his worries for his family. Next, we have Linda Belcher, aka Mother. Mother. And she is a mother. Period, Linda. So, Linda is the it girl and is never afraid to be herself. While she supports the family, she never loses sight of who she is and what she wants. That's something I really admire because, Linda's like, I'm gonna do this, and if you don't like it, kick rocks. I especially love how she intertwines her passions within Bob's and the kids. So Linda loves musical theater, singing, dancing, all that jazz. And, she's not doing it professionally. So at the restaurant, she finds her opportunities to, weave that in with the restaurant and Bob's dream. And Bob's really supportive of that. Like, definitely he has this moment where she's like, we're not doing that. Like, the musical theater episode, he was like, mm-mm, mm-mm. And then he ended up being like, you know what? I'll give you 3 days. You've got it. And in those 3 days, she did what she had to do. You know, there were people to feed, and she fed them. So, yeah. She cares for her family and the people she comes across. I really like her interactions with the people in her day to day life because it's like Linda is so invested in other people's lives. She's like, oh, this happened. Like that lady where she broke up with her boyfriend. She's like, oh my gosh, he's at Jimmy. Let's go. Let's go see him right now. And then, the story is totally different from what she thought it was. But she's always like, I'm going to go here with you and we're going to get through this together. So Linda's also not afraid to poke fun of herself and be authentically Linda Belcher. And again, that's something I really admire because, it's really hard to make fun of yourself or not necessarily make fun of yourself, but say you don't do something correct or things don't go the way you planned. Having that strength to be like, okay, I can laugh at this. And just that's just what it is. And you make a mistake and go, I made a mistake. I can laugh at it and I will just do better next time. And I truly admire that. Tina Belcher, aka Lover Girl. As everyone knows, she's a lover girl to the extreme. Her little toxic romance with Jimmy Jr., side eye, but also, they're like 13. But Tina really just wants to be friends with people. And have them appreciate her and what she does. Tina is a rule follower. I really like that. I'm a rule follower. So, yes. You know how it goes. Tina breaks a rule and she's kind of like, oh my gosh, what do I do now? And she just tries her best in the situation or like asks for help. And yeah, I really like the fact that she's also a Thunder Girl. And although in her life, Tina is seen as like a loser or like an outsider or whatever you may call her, in the Thunder Girl, she's like royalty. And I love her having a space where she's like, I got my badges and I'm cooler than everybody else, even though she doesn't say that. But like just the confidence that she carries herself with. Tina also wants to help and bond with Jean and Louise in any way possible. As a big sister, she's like, oh yeah, we're gonna hang out, we're gonna do this, and you guys, we're gonna have a good time. Obviously, Jean and Louise aren't the biggest fans of her plans, but as siblings, they show up for one another. Tina has big dreams and she wants to accomplish them, but she just has to ignore the haters. Like, that really is what she just needs to do. Tina has all the right ingredients. She's smart, she's funny, she's talented, but she just needs to see it in herself. And, if someone doesn't see it, Tina, you gotta move on. Like Tammy, Tina should have fought Tammy. You know, I'm talking hands. She should have thrown something at Tammy. The way Tammy gets away with stuff, I'm like, Tina, if you don't mollywop this girl, like, what's happening? Please, please. But yeah, like she just needs to ignore haters because they're jealous. Period. You're that girl, Tina. But yeah, so brief intermission, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. So don't forget to like and subscribe. This is my first video, but it certainly won't be the last one. So, you know, join the fam. I post videos every week, so buckle up and join me on this ride. There's so many shows and movies I have yet to talk about, so let's get into that later. Jean Belcher, aka Musical Machine. So Jean has a lot of bodily function jokes. I don't know about anybody else. This might be controversial, but like I'm not a big fan of bodily function jokes. Like I get that's his character, not his character, but like that's like his style of jokes. I'm just different. And that's okay. I love that he's always down for some antics with Louise. Like those two are definitely like partners in crime. They're always doing something. And I'm like, yes. Yes. See, nowadays kids are like on the iPad, they're streaming something. Jean and Louise are a reminder that kids need to be outside. Obviously not stranger danger. Be careful. Not not endangering yourselves. Be careful. But that's kind of what they do. Um, yeah, I guess moral of the story is I don't know where I was going with that. It's just like they just do stuff. So kids go outside. Um, yeah, so Gene wants to become the biggest musician in the world. He wants to be like everywhere. Get his hands in anything. Like Gene says the wildest things and like nobody bats an eye. I'm like, y'all didn't hear that? Nobody heard that? I'm like, that was so insane. And obviously Bob's got my back because Bob be like, Gene. I don't know if you guys could tell. I lowered my voice for a second so you guys could like hear my Bob in full effect. But yeah, Gene's always saying like the wildest stuff. And I'm like, yo, who's letting him get away with this? That's crazy, no? All in all, Gene just wants to spread like good vibes. Louise Belcher, aka Evil Mastermind, aka Big Softy. So Louise is the absolute menace. Like when she starts doing all that, just head home. You want no parts of what she's doing. None. Mm. What are you talking about, Louise? Louise has big little sister energy. Like if you know, you know. That's all I'm gonna say. She never goes anywhere without her hat. You guys know the lore. If you don't, watch Bob's Burgers movie. There we go. Yes, watch that. So Louise acts like her siblings bother her, but she'll go to war for them in a heartbeat. And like if you have siblings, you know that's how it is. It's one of those like nobody bullies my sibling but me. And then that's when you got to put your foot down because what are we doing here? And Louise has a lot of moments like that. I've always known that the siblings like rallied behind each other, but like there are specific episodes where Louise is just like so caring and so sweet. And she's always been this way. But having like full episodes like dedicated to that is beautiful. Louise has big dreams of becoming powerful and making a lot of money. She really is that girl. She's about her bag. I'm like, I respect it. I respect the grind. I respect the hustle. Although her family might not like her schemes, they somehow always seem to join in. They love that girl. They love that girl with their whole heart. And she loves them. Even though she doesn't want to admit it, but she does. So why does this show work? Bob's Burgers is truly a show that feels like home. That's what it is, and that's what it'll continue to be for all of its fans. I know, like, when I'm having a hard day, I'll turn on Bob's Burgers. If I'm having a good day, I'll turn on Bob's Burgers. It's just comforting. And I love that there are still so many shows like that. Yeah, it's just like quality TV. Like Bob's Burgers, you're always learning something, even if it's like a minuscule lesson, you're still learning something. Like the amount of times they've had like funny episodes, and then at the end you're still like, oh my gosh, wow, the character had like a little arc, and that was really great. Like episodes where you see Tina gains her confidence, episodes where you see Louise start to like, soften, episodes where you see Gene, like, even though he has those comical and like really out there moments, you start to see the other layer of Gene where he's like, this is really my dream, this is all I really want. And, we get a little deeper with him. Linda, her dreams, and just like her outgoingness, her wanting to like spread love, like put a smile on people's faces. And Bob, like seeing how hard he works, not only for his family, but for like other people around him. Like he makes friends and they're like, we need this. And he's like, okay, got it. And he is just on it. The show really is about family and their connection with each other. I do believe that the family is portrayed accurately and in a relatable way, where it's like this whole family is coming together, trying to keep their restaurant afloat, trying to keep themselves afloat. And it's great. Yeah. Like they actually love each other. And I think that we need to see more families on television that love each other. I think the comedy is really on point and it doesn't make cheap jokes. The hijinks that they get themselves into makes you want to keep watching the show. It's like, wow, that was great, that was funny. What are they going to do next week? It's like you can never really predict where an episode's going to go. And I really like that. So I'm looking forward to see what the rest of season 15 looks like and how characters interact with each other, how they grow, how they change. Yeah, I'm absolutely excited to see Bob's Burgers again when it comes out. So see you next week. Comment below what show you'd like me to break down or if there are any more things you want to talk about with Bob's Burgers, and I'll do it. Like, I'll absolutely do it in a heartbeat. I love this show. So, as I've mentioned, I love all kinds of shows and movies. So, if you want to start a conversation about one in the comments, we can do that, and I guarantee that I'll make a video about it. So, see you all next week and stay safe. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye.